Hello, welcome back to another episode of The Garden of Ethan. Happy 2020, happy, merry, congratulations, we're here. 2024 is upon us. It'll be, a bit late when I post this because obviously a week behind. But hope everyone had a great new year and so Christmas holiday season. Or you're just having a great day, it doesn't really matter. Firstly, are we vibing this shirt? Secondly, which was meant to be firstly, and I didn't know how to segue into it quick enough, I fucking hate collars. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I love a collar to sit like, a bit like, yeah, I'm like exposing myself. I'm taking too much off. I feel like I like a collar to sit a bit like looser and down, a bit more like nonchalant, like, I didn't mean to look this laid back in a shirt, but I do. But I feel like no collar sits really well. This one's doing wobblies, like some of them. You know what? I don't know. If you wear shirts often, do you get this or am I going crazy? I feel like I just never find a shirt that really, some of them sit really well. I won't deny that actually. I should go back on that. But sometimes with a shirt, I feel like it doesn't give what I wanted to. Also, I hate, especially, when you're wearing a shirt, you're out and about and you're standing up, it's fine. Everything is good. Everything is fine. It sits off your body a lot easier. But when you're sitting down, and this only happens because I just decided for some reason I'm wearing shirts during all these podcasts until I run out of shirts. And then God only knows what we'll do. But, and I look at myself the whole time while I'm recording this, I hate the way every time I move, like, my shoulders, it like, distorts, and it looks like I'm about to do, like, a Superman and just pop out of the shirt. It's just, like, watching it do that annoys me so much, and I don't know why. It hurts worse with this shirt, and I hope, try not to focus too much, because now that's all I'm going to do, and I feel like now that I've said it, that's what anyone else is going to do. But it's because they're all stripes and they all go down so straight. Every time I do that, it just like, it wobbles and distorts and it looks really crazy. But why we're here, we're talking about how was everyone's New Year's. We're having a catch up. What did everyone do for New Year's? What's been going on? How did y'all celebrate? Did you see some fireworks? Fireworks are a big thing, like, everywhere for New Year's. That's, like, the thing that happens. Yes, because I see it Why is that? Why do we celebrate New Year's with fireworks? That's, like, one of those thoughts that I'm like, I will Google that eventually, and then never do. But yeah, why does that happen? How was everyone's New Year's, whatever, and get up to? Let me know, because I'm here to talk about my New Year's. Wasn't the most eventful. Did I get drunk? Yes. Do I get drunk very often? No. So it doesn't take me a lot anymore. I feel like, and have I ever talked about drinking on the pod? I don't think I have much. I drank a lot, as any younger person might do in their late teens, early 20s. I feel like I was an avid drinker. I like to go out, like to go for a bit of a drink, loved a bit of a boogie, loved a house party more than going to the city. The city's like going to clubs and stuff. Loved doing it. Didn't drink as much because, like, I feel like when you go into the city, if you know what I mean, if you get my vibe, I feel like you got to be on your guard. Like, I don't trust people. I don't trust others, especially when people are drunk. So I feel like I wouldn't drink that much when I'm out. It makes me nervous. I feel, is that crazy, or is that a lot of people, is that like a sensible thought process? I'm just like, I feel pretty secure in myself to not feel very threatened by a lot of people, but I don't think that still warrants not being like perceptive of your surroundings. I like to be like honed in, especially in a city where you have literally everyone and anyone and anything can go wrong instantly. I like to stay on my guard. But love a house party, loved a house party in my youth, used to show up with way too much to drink and drank way too much in general. But like over the last 3 or 4 years, I feel like I don't drink that much. I'll spend on the occasion on going out, like I love a drink. Over COVID, I feel like it happened to a lot of people. Everyone stopped drinking as much or drinking more. But in the circles of people I know, I feel like a lot of people stopped drinking because no one was going out. So we're just like, cool. Everyone became lightweights. Everyone's tolerance went way down. Mine included. Can't hold as much of my liquor as I can as I used to, which is kind of a great thing because now I can just like, you don't have to bring like a lot to drink. You can just bring a couple of drinks with you somewhere and you're like, I'm chill and I'm still getting like a fun buzz, like a delightful, like semi-appropriate buzz. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. So I we're invited by one of our good friends, me and my housemate, to his house for a little New Year's gathering, New Year's party. I don't know what amount of people or what sort of events make it a party or a gathering. Whether that matters to anyone, it's one of those questions that maybe I will Google later or not. Or when I edit this and then rehear myself talk about it, I'll be like, actually, now I wonder, what constitutes what? So, like, we go over there. First of all, we're like, do we have food? I was like, who's going? I'm looking at the list. A lot of people from our high school, because that's like how I know this certain friend. And I'm like, oh shit, like, you gotta see all these people that you don't see very often, that you enjoy the company of, but like aren't in your like main friendship circles. And you just like, I stress about I'm like, shit, like, gotta dress nice, a lot of, you want to like look nice to be like, yes, I still am like a functioning society member and stay in shape. I don't know. It's one of those things where I think it's so dumb, but like weirdly something to prove in a way. Also, complete and utter sidetrack. If you can hear that, I don't know if it'll get picked up on my mic because I try and like remove a lot of the background audio when I can, if I can. But maybe it picks up while I'm talking. Today, Rain City, like so much rain, bit of hail, and it has been so loud. And now that I've started talking about it, it started stopping. So if you hear that in the background, just like, no, that's what it is. Anywho, what was I saying? Yes. I feel like, yeah, try something to prove when you see people from like your past, from high school. It's a weird thing where I feel like a lot of people want to do that. I'm like, oh, well, I want to like, pretend I've got everything together, when you've literally got nothing to prove because everyone's just there to like have a good time. But we get there way late. Just like, I'm socially anxious, I'd like to say. It depends what setting I'm in. I fluctuate. I can be very socially confident or completely anxiety ridden, and it kind of depends on the setting or just the day, really depends what's going on. But I like get there, I'm like, I need to have a drink, take the edge off. I'm also just like, where's the food? Because obviously we know this podcast is nearly a food podcast because that's all I want to talk about. We just had some sausages on the barbie. It was great, very, very chill food evening. But it was one of those things where you get to the start of the night and you're like, looking at your phone, and obviously you have to be there till midnight because it's New Year's Eve, and it's kind of the whole point of going out. I was like looking at my phone, and I was like, it was like just a couple of us in like our little group talking because everyone else like knows each other more, and we're just like standing there. I say hello to some old friends. I'm just kind of like, fuck, time is going really, really slowly. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, God, we're going to be here forever. But we have a good time talking, have a couple more drinks. As you have a couple more drinks, time starts absolutely flowing. A couple of other old friends arrive who I really enjoyed talking to. So that was great to just have more of a chat. And then obviously, you think I talk a lot now? Whoo boy. When I get a drink in me, just blabbermouth. Absolute won't shut the absolute fuck up. I pity people who have to talk to me when I have a drink. I am awful. I would like to think I keep it somewhat together, but I'm just I chatter. I chatter way too much. So I'm talking away to literally anyone. I was probably talking to a brick wall half the night. It literally could have been, and I would have had a great conversation. I would have had a great time. But just sitting there, chilling, chatting, and then you can't look at your phone like, more people show up, you've had a couple more drinks, and it's like 10 to midnight, and you're like, excuse me, wait, time was going so overly slow, and now it's just, we're done. We're here. I'm like, holy shit. So we like turn the TV on because you want to have like the countdown, and like for Australia, all the channels play. Well, sometimes you have like Melbourne City's fireworks, but they aren't as good. Obviously, everything's all about Sydney, so they have the, you know, the harbour and the Opera House and the bridge, and they all the channels play the fireworks there because it's great. I mean, to be fair, it is actually really good. I just love Melbourne. I'm like, play the Melbourne stuff, but it's not as good. So we get to like midnight, you know, you do the Happy New Year's, blah, blah, blah. And then me and my housemate are kind of like, let's wrap this shit up. It's because like we've been getting into this like good routine of like going to the gym early in the mornings. Therefore, we are tired as all fuck at night. So I'm saying that I'm like, I haven't seen midnight in what feels like months. I was like, I feel like we've been so good. I haven't seen midnight in ages. I'm ready for bed. I'm so tired, but also like it's that weird combination of buzz of alcohol, but also tiredness, which is just like, I don't know what state I'm feeling. So we like go home. I go to sleep. I probably get to bed at like 1:30, which killed me. Woke up, didn't even have that much to drink, but like definitely feeling a hangover. I think I woke up at like 5 a.m. just in my room, like boiling hot because my body was probably rejecting the alcohol. And I was just like, holy fuck, like turned on the fan, just like lay there. I was like, I'm dying. And then get up in the morning. Mum was like, oh, would you like to come out to lunch with like dad and your auntie and uncle? And I was like, I'd love to, but I can't be fucked. She's like, yeah, that's fine. Obviously, it was short notice. I was like, thank you. But yeah, New Year's was fun. It was a good time. There's always something to be said about getting to see like old friends, catching up with people. It's a good time to like socialize. I could definitely do a New Year's. I have done a good couple of New Year's just like nice and solo and chill. I think that is also like the best time ever when you don't have any fucking pressure to deal with things. Nothing is better than, well, it doesn't even have to be YouTube. Any night where you can just spend like watching a bit of YouTube, chilling, relaxing, and not having to deal with people. But it's nice to go out every once in a while, and I've got to keep telling myself that, or else I will never do it, because I know myself that I'm such a homebody. I love being at home. Obviously, I love getting to do this because I get to do it from home, and it makes me happy. And then all my hobbies are usually video game based or watching movies and TV. So like very big homebody. So I've got to keep reminding myself to get the fuck out of the house and go socialize, because if it wasn't for my dear and lovely friends or my different friends being like, yeah, let's do this, I'd never leave the house. I wouldn't have, like, I don't have to. Everything can be done. Obviously I do, but God, I love being at home. Let me know, you're a homebody or you're an out person, or you're like I feel like I'm a 50-50 really, but I feel like most people are. Everyone has their days where they're like, I'd love to be social, and then other days where you're like, no, never want to. Okay, next topic. I love how quickly I switch these up. Next topic where I've got written on my list from this last week, dentist. I went to the dentist, and you would think, isn't an interesting story, and you might be right, but I wanted to talk about it because I haven't been. You know when you get like those, also sorry, my nose is so itchy. You know when you get those reminders, you're like, you haven't been to the dentist in a while, go to the dentist. I've ignored a couple of those last messages recently for like 2 years and haven't been to the dentist. I know like maybe the dentist isn't the be all end all for all people, but you know, I would like to be a good dentist goer, but haven't been. It's just like I get busy and then I can't be bothered, and I don't want to change dentists, and the dentist I went to when I used to live with my parents is like, you know, like 40 minutes away, and I just like can't be bothered ever. But I think last month, sometime, I had the worst toothache ever, and I was like, Mom, I need to call the dentist. I just like, remind me which one I go to. I like, you know, got a booking. I was like, please, like, schedule me in. So I go to the dentist. Now, the one of the reasons I want to talk about the dentist, do as many people as I think have fear of the dentist, or like really hate the dentist, because I love the dentist. I know, you may be thinking, who is this fucking crazy person? Why do you love the dentist? Anywhere that I get to sit down, lie down, and just chill for like an hour, sign me up. Oh, who cares? I have to open my mouth. Like, that's not that hard. I just get to lie there, answer a couple of questions, and they do all the work. It's just like a free hour to lie down in the day. I could do that whenever I wanted, but like I try and get my stuff done and I'm like doing things. Sometimes it's nice. It feels like a bit of a meditation. Not this dentist visit as much because I'll get into it, but I had things to get done. But I was like, also, I feel like I went a lot as a kid. I was a big sweets eater. Had too many lollies every now and then. Granted, my memories, like I was a child, so maybe I didn't get like it was as bad as I used to think it was. But I went all the time as a kid, so I felt like I was like very good with it. I was like, oh, I'm just going to the dentist. It's fine. I love it here. I'm like, hey guys, everyone, see you next week. Not that often. But yeah, I weirdly enjoy it. I find it very relaxing. Like the only thing is when they, doing things, like sometimes I'm just like, I feel like my throat's gonna close up. But other than that, it's a great time. But I get in there and I was like, she's like, oh, what's been happening, toothache? And I was like, well, I feel bad. It's, it was horrible for like 2 days and now I'm like, okay, but like, can you check it? She's like, oh, there's like a couple of problems. I think you're going to need a filling. I was like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. She's like, yeah, because you haven't been here in a while. And I was like, oh, sorry. And then I was like, oh, this. And she's like, yeah, that's how it happens sometimes. Because you haven't been here in a while. And I was like, okay, I get it. Trust me, I'll book in and I'll actually go at the appropriate times here on. And, after, trust me, I'll start coming. But she's just like, after she took the x-rays and she's like, oh, you got to get a filling. I'm like, okay. She's just like, okay, we're going into this. I was like, oh shit, okay, she's just got like the needle. She's like, okay, I'm going to, numb your teeth or like your gums or whatever. I was like, okay. And she's like, this might hurt a bit. I was like, fuck. I was like, Jesus, I didn't even get like 3 minutes to prepare mentally because I'm not a needles guy, though I've been getting better at them. Still do not like my blood getting taken, but needles I'm getting a little bit better with. But she's just got this thing. She's walked over. She's like, I'm going to stick it in your mouth. And I was like, okay, go ahead. To be fair, wasn't actually that bad. Was a little bit uncomfortable, and she had to she went in like 3 different places to numb it. But obviously, if she's going to be performing an operation, I would prefer to be numb. So I was fine with it. I was like, go ahead. The feeling of we'll go do it on now. The feeling of numbness is crazy, and I feel like that's a paradox in a way. Why does numb feel so a lot? Like, you can feel numbness. I feel like numbness you're not meant to feel, but you can feel numbness. I walked out of there. I'm skipping ahead, but I thought my cheek was swelled up because you can't feel anything numb. I didn't know what was going on this whole side of my face. Even up into my ear was numb. I was just like, what's going on? And everything feels weird. You can bite your tongue and you don't really feel it. But you're constantly aware of it, and it kind of everything kind of tastes metallic and strange. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is numb such a strange feeling? But so she sticks me with a needle, and I'm like, holy shit. And then I'm just like, okay. She actually did a thing, and I get it because I was in there for an hour. So she put one of those things that makes you can't bite down. And I was wondering if it's just to help me so I don't have to hold my mouth open, or it's to stop people chomping on it. When she's got her hands operating, someone gets a sharp bit of pain and goes, ah. So I was like, to be fair, I get it. But I was like, I could have probably done it, but yeah, thank you for the help. So she starts doing the things away, then all the different things. I'm just like, okay, standard, getting a filling, having fun, lying there, really bored. The thing I didn't like about it, because she was different from my usual dentist, same practice, different dentist. The only thing I didn't like, her room, and I don't know if it's her room always, didn't have a picture on the ceiling. And I know that sounds like I'm a child, but the other dentist I usually go to, not an interesting picture. It's literally of a boat on like a pretty beach and it says Destiny under it. But at least that gives me something to look at. I'm just staring up, bored as all fuck. I'm like looking at her and then I'm like, should I be staring at her? I'm looking at the dentist assistant. I'm looking at him. I'm like, should I be staring at him? I'm like, I've got nothing to look at. I need stimulus for my brain or else I overthink what's going on. And then that's when I find I have problems. So I'm just like sitting there, they're doing it. We get like, God knows how long in. I was in there for like an hour, but you don't know what time's going by. And then she's like, oh, we're nearly done. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I was like, thumbs up. I was like, yeah, no problem. That's good. I'm happy. And then she says to him, I'm just going to redo this bit. I was like, redo? We just said we were nearly done. And obviously I'd prefer her to do a good job. So it's fine for her to redo it. But I was like, motherfucker. I was like, I was promised and nearly finished. So I was like, oh my gosh. So more me. I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like, now my jaw is starting to hurt. We've been here for too long. My jaw hurts. I really would like, even though I'm like comfortable, it gets to the point where that stupid headrest like starts to get uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh my God, if she holds me here any longer, I'm gonna like freak out. Obviously I didn't. I was like, cool, whatever. She finishes. She's like, we're rebooking you an appointment. See you in a week or two. I was like, fuck, okay, I'll see you then. She's like, I got to check up. And I was like, honestly, probably good, dental health to like make sure my teeth are still there. After watching Leave the World Behind, seeing that kid's teeth drop out, I have a fear. I'm like, a new unlocked fear. I'm like, I need to keep my teeth in my mouth. But yeah, I like finished that off and then I'm just like the whole day was spent with like a semi pain, but just the numbness was like there, but it was wearing off and it was just so annoying. I was like, how could this, like obviously I'm happy it was done and happy to get anything fixed, but I was just sitting there thinking, I was just like, why is numbness so not numb? Like I can feel it, obviously the thing is numb and I can't feel anything that happens to it, but I can feel the presence of numbness and it is such a strange feeling. Anywho, that's my dentist story. I'll update you if you want to get updated on it. I'll update you on the coming, maybe in 2 weeks when I go back, see what happens, see if I get any more fun work done. If I come back, I'm just got a lump somewhere. It's just a different tooth operation. The last thing I have written down to talk about today. Also, we're doing a bit shorter episodes. They're sometimes just like things don't happen as much in the day, so I'm like leaving it to be a bit shorter. Also, the podcast, all the podcasts I see and like look at and listen to are 2 people. And I love doing this solo thing. I think it's fun and I don't plan on stopping anytime too. It is just a lot harder to talk constantly for like 45 minutes to an hour, and I applaud anyone that does it. And I do a lot of commentary, so I'm pretty good at the talking, but because I film all in like one day, I'm already talking a lot. But during a movie or TV, there's a lot of me silent, especially on the edits I do for YouTube. There's a lot of silence I cut out because obviously there's a lot of points where I am just watching or just saying everything now and then. But for this is the constant like talking and stuff, my throat just dies. It is so like I enjoy it, so I'm not complaining that much. But after an episode of the pod, I'm just like, my throat does not feel great. I have to go sit in silence for a good 10-15 minutes. So if we're doing a bit of like the 30-35 minutes, you know why. Also, we've got so much of me talking anyway on all my videos. It's fine if people get a little bit less. Though if you do enjoy the podcast, I really enjoy. Thank you. You're great. You're the best. the top tier of people come and listen along. So thank you very much. But my only other dot point written down for this week was I just wrote one line. It was replying to Google reviews. Now I love a Google review. I never do them personally. Anytime I have a bad like interaction somewhere, I always go say to myself, I'm like, I'm gonna leave a bad, not even a bad, like a constructive criticism Google review. I'm gonna tell them what happened and tell them what they could fix. And I always do that. It's the Karen in me. I've got a little bit, I feel like everyone's got a little bit of a Karen in them, but I never unleash I never unleash her. I say no. Also, I get lazy and never bother to leave the Google review. And that's probably a good thing because well, granted, I don't have that many bad experiences, but I'm pretty tolerable. When I have a bad experience, I usually feel like it is an actually horrible experience. But I was thinking about it, and someone was talking about Google reviews, and I do remember I used to, like, if I go anywhere, I look up Google reviews for places, or, like, places I like locally or something. I love to look up Google reviews of them to see, like, people talking, like, saying nice things about them. Is that strange or not? Just, like, reading through Google reviews a lot just to see, like, people talk about places you like. I don't know. It just makes me happy to know other people, like, enjoy these things. Anywho, so I also had, back at the supermarket I used to work at, I used to look up the Google reviews for that place, that supermarket. Oh my god, did I love it. There was, like, weird gossip, people talking, because no one knew any of the employees' names, but people would talk about hot employees, people would make complaints, and I would just sit there furiously reading and just making myself angry about how annoying these people are. Half the people would complain about the car park, which isn't, like, a part of the supermarket, and I'm just like, how dumb are these people? Like, you're complaining about something that doesn't actually, the company can't affect. Oh my god, it used to drive me nuts. And I do this anytime I, like, look up places. I also love reading the 1-star reviews. If it's a place I hate, then I enjoy it. But if it's a place I really like, I'm just like, these people are dumb. Like, why are they leaving bad Google reviews? No way they could have a bad experience here. And I was just thinking the other day, because I think I looked up a Google review for a certain place. I don't even remember what it was, but I was reading through and I saw a couple of different reviews and I was just like, someone said something really dumb, and I wish I screenshotted it to remember, but they said the absolute dumbest thing fucking ever, and it, like, pissed me off to the point where it shouldn't have, because as someone who deals with someone who leaves comment, like, I get mostly positive comments, and I really love and treasure all the comments I get, but every now and then I get a bad comment, or a bit of a rude comment. Also, the way YouTube's set up, I have to, like, I forget to check my held for review sections. Sometimes there's just comments in my held for review that are fine, and then sometimes there are ones that, like, are a bit nasty, and you'll go, shit, where the fuck did that come from? So you'd think I'd be good at, like, the prospect of comments, but when it's not about me, I get more fired up about random stuff. And I was just reading this one comment that pissed me off so much, and I was just like, the fact that you can't reply to Google reviews probably makes the world a better place. Do not get me wrong. It probably makes the world a better place. Lot less toxicity, a lot less people starting random fights everywhere. But I was just so mad. I was like, how can I contact this person to tell them what they are wrong about? I don't know. It was just one of those things where it just got me so good and so angry. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, the way I would reply, or actually back when I used to read the ones about the place I used to work at, I would probably leave so many, like, replies to stuff anonymously because I'm an absolute asshole. But some people are just like, obviously there is some very good constructive criticism in Google reviews, and some things people like, hey, like, there might have been an off day or a bad day, and like, you know, but this was my experience. Those I get. Those I completely understand. I'm like, oh, like, makes so much sense. Like, not every place is going to be perfect all the time. I understand that more than anything. But when some people either leave just really hateful reviews that are just dumb, or dumb reviews that make no fucking sense, and you can figure out what was probably going on, or people who don't, like, acknowledge that sometimes people are having a bad day. Oh, do you know, I think what it was? Someone left a comment at this. It just had so much privilege attached to it. I remember the, like, gist of what it was about. But it was something about people at a restaurant, or some waiters. It was an, I'm here. I'm back. I've remembered. I went to dinner the other night with my parents, and I was like, oh, let's get some ice cream after. Like, I'll buy ice cream, and we'll have a nice time. And we waited a fairly long time. There wasn't that many people. There was 2 people working. I think one of them was doing like Uber Eats orders, and there was a queue. We waited too long to the point where I was like, can we just go to Macca's? And we're like, well, we've been here for that long, we might as well get it. And it wasn't even that great ice cream, and it really crushed my soul. But I went to look at the Google reviews in the car because I was like pissed off, because I was like, we waited that long and it wasn't even good. And I'm standing there like in the line, knowing that there's only 2 workers, been like, I'm not mad at them at all. Like, one guy's doing Uber Eats orders, which like probably like sucks and is really like time pressure, and the other lady had to like deal with all the people and just go at like as quickly as she could. I was like, this is not on them. Their company is not giving them enough like another like person, even if it's just a rush, but they're like so under pressure. I was like, I feel really bad that they have to do all this work and people are like kind of getting angsty. Like, I can acknowledge that. I'm like, well, the company should maybe, like, know what times to maybe have another staff member on. Obviously, a lot of companies don't because money or blah, blah. But when I read the Google reviews of the place, because I was like, I wonder if this happens a lot. I like to be in the know. Someone was like, this lady served me and she was so rude, and she didn't even serve me with a smile, or she wasn't polite, and she wasn't nice to me or tried to make a connection. And I was just like, are you kidding me? I'm like, because if it's similar to the experience I had, which I want to guess it was, why they wouldn't be in the best mood, I was like, do you know how probably stressful and tired they are, and they are not getting paid enough for like working and dealing with all these customers, and they're doing like a good job and the best job that they can. They're fucking trying hard, and you had the goal to be like, they didn't smile to me or try. There is a difference. Maybe okay. Granted, they could have been an absolute asshole. They could have been rude, but it didn't seem like this person abused me or was really rude or to me. She's just like, she didn't smile or like meet my demands. Or like, if you work here, I was like, this person leaving the comment sounds like they have never worked like a waiting service food job in their life. Cause no, she's like, this person didn't even look like they wanted to be there. Probably because they didn't. No one that works those jobs wants to be there. Like, I remember, like, some days working at the supermarket. I had great days where I loved working there, but you always have those days where you're like, I don't fucking get paid enough for this. Like, I'm doing so much. I feel like I do more work than people that do other jobs that get paid, like, double or triple. I'm like, I'm running my ass off, getting abused by all those people. Of course I don't want to fucking be here, and of course I don't want to smile to every second person that walks by. And I was just, that Google review drove me nuts. I was just like, these poor people are probably trying their absolute best, and they're just like doing it because it's something that they're doing. Maybe they have a passion for ice cream, maybe they're just doing it as a job to like earn fucking money. I was just like, you can't expect people to always like go to your every whim. It annoyed me slightly. Like, there's not usually an amount. There's definitely a line where I'd get mad at like a person working in the service industry, but they would have to like punch me in the face. They would have to just give me my food and punch me in the face for me to be like, I'm kind of annoyed. I'm like, I feel like there's too much time, like, there's not enough time in life to just get mad at, like, some person that you're never gonna see again. Especially when, like, I feel like I know as someone who has worked in those, like, areas, you're just, like, you're tired. You're probably having a rough day. People give you shit constantly. Just, like, I'm like, if anyone, like, has no emotion when dealing with me in those sort of places, I'm like, I get it. I'm like, cool, whatever. Like, even if they're a bit standoffish, I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like, it's just, I'll go on about my day. Like, it doesn't affect me, and I might never see them again in life. And I'm just like, why do these people just decide to just, like, bombard these places with just, like, horrible, not even the reviews, just, like, why attack their character like that? Do I always end these? I feel like my last topic is always is like a negative one where I make myself angry and I'm talking about something bad. But I love shit talking some Karens, so... Ooh, Karen stories are always fun. I used to watch on YouTube so much. I loved watching, like, Karen freak outs, or, like, Karens, like, get what's coming to them. Not, like, crazy death. Like, they're just, like, they'll like call the police and then the police arrest them or something like that. That's always so fun. Just people see their like get their just desserts. Is that the saying? I don't know. But some people are just entitled, man, and it drives me fucking nuts. But other than that, we're gonna stop, or I'm gonna go down a real rabbit hole of like hatred. And we don't need that today. I got things to record still. We need to be. We're happy and positive. We just don't stand for disrespect of service workers. No, we won't stand for it. Not here. Not here, unless they do something actually horrible. But other than that, not here. But yeah, that's all from me today. Let me know how your New Year's was. Whatchamacallit? Do you have a fear of dentists? And do you hate Karens? Which should be a yes. Unless, well, no, it should be a yes. But yeah, for now, I hope you've enjoyed and are having a great day. And I hope to see you in the next one.